Hello everyone. Okay, welcome to biology lessons. So in this video, we're going to discuss another subtopic for chapter 12, which is mutation 12.3. Okay, so in the end of this lesson, so here is the learning standard. In the end of this lesson, you are able to describe the terms mutation, and also mutant. And also you are able to describe the types of mutation, what is physical agents, chemical agents, and also biological agents. And you're going to describe the examples of type of mutation, which is gene mutation and also chromosomal mutations. And in the end, we're going to relate mutations of the somatic cell and also mutation of gamete to create a variation. We relate how this mutation can contribute to a variations. All right, so we start with the first term. What is mutation? Mutation is a spontaneous and random change of a genetic materials, namely DNA, of the cells of an organisms. All right. So this is a mutation. So the keyword is spontaneous and random changes of DNA, aka genetic materials. All right, and then the second term, mutation. What is mutation? Mutation is a chemical or physical, or I should add in biological agent that has the ability to change our genetic code in a harmful way. All right, so that means that it can change our physical I can change our genetic code. And then the last one, mutant. So what is mutant? Mutant is organism or new genetic character arising or resulting from a mutations. So when mutation occur in one DNA or genetic code, it will create a mutant. All right, so mutant can exist, says mutant gene, mutant cell, mutant organelle, or mutant individual. All right, and then types of mutation. There are three types of mutation: physical agent, chemical agent, and also biological agent. So there is under the physical agents, there are two agents, which is ultraviolet from the sun and ionizing rays such as X-ray, alpha ray, and beta ray. So that is a physical agents. And that is why you can see that every time when we had X-ray, it's like it's really harm to have frequent X-ray exposed to X-ray ionizing ray, right? So this is why someone that conduct this X-ray procedure, they need to be really fully covered, because it is a physical agent that can cause mutation. Sorry. All right, and then second is chemical agents. So chemical agents is a carcinogen that can be found in cigarette smoke, food preservative, formaldehyde, also benzene. So this is the chemical agent that can cause mutation. And the last one, biological agent, is virus and bacteria. Virus and bacteria also can cause the mutations. All right, so now we go to the types of mutation. There are two types of mutation. The first one is gene mutation, and the second one is chromosomal mutations. All right, so under gene mutation, it can involve base substitution, base insertion, and also base deletion, right? And this gene mutation can cause a disease such as thalassemia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, albinism, and also hemophilia. So there are the few disease that caused by gene mutation. So the second type of mutation is chromosomal mutation. So having a name chromosomal mutation meaning that the mutation occur at the chromosome. So it can either the changes of structure in chromosome or changes in chromosomal number. All right. So the disease that can caused by this chromosomal mutation, such as Down syndrome, Cry-Duquette syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, and also Jacob syndrome. All right. So basically, that are the two types of mutation: gene and chromosomal. All right, we go to the first types of mutations, which is gene mutation. So basically, gene mutation, gene is our DNA. So our DNA comprised of this base. So this here you can see, this is the base here. You can see there's base A, T, 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 C, G, T, A, T. It is a base. Okay, this is nucleotides. So this is nucleotide sequence. And you can see the circle here. Originally, this is a C. Okay, cytosinin, C. And then it was undergo mutation. Now it can change into T, thymine. So there's a change of sequence in nucleotide sequence code. All right, from C change or mutate into T. So sometimes gene mutation can also be called as gene point mutation. Okay, gene mutation also known as gene mutation, also known as point mutation, because it involves in certain point. All right, so we're going to look at what are the types of gene. There are 3 of them. Since this is involving the base, so we start with the base here. So base substitution. Substitute meaning that substitute, it replace. So from, let's say the example here, from T thymine, it will change into G guanine. So from GLU, this is the protein GLU, it will mutate, become ASP. All right. So another one is insertion. Sorry, insert means they've been put into. There is nothing been replaced. There is nothing been removed, but something is being add on. So insertion. Let's say this is A, and then this base is been inserted here, so it already changed. So it become, this is the original one. This is the PRO and GLU, so it become LEU and GLU. This is the shortcut of the protein. All right, so substitution, insertions, and also the third one is deletions, means it been removed, delete. The original, let's say for example, this is the original one, it has a base G, and then it being removed. Now the originally it has 2G guanine here, 2 guanine, and now it only 1G left, so it already been changed. Let's look here, from PRO GLU, now it's become ARG and LYS. It's already muted, spontaneous change into another types of protein, amino acid. All right, so that is a gene mutation. So we have basically 3: substitute, insert, and also delete. All right, so what are the disease that causes by these gene mutations? There are a few examples of that. For example, for base substitution, it can cause a sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia meaning that it involves a red blood cell. Our red blood cell, we know erythrocyte, the red blood cell, it shapes a biconcave shapes. That's the normal one. When the mutation happen, it will change the shape from biconcave shape into a sickle cell. Sickle cells means it's like a bentuk sabit macam tu. Dia bentuk sickle. Okay, anak bulan. So it's abnormal shapes for the erythrocyte, for the red blood cell. Anemia stands for whenever the sickle cell happen, the situations of when the red blood cells has been mutated into a sickle cell, so it will reduce the ability of that red blood cell to carry oxygens. So it will reduce the effectiveness of this function of the red blood cells. So that is why people with sickle cell, they tend to have anemia, right? The anemia means they have a low number of red blood cell. All right, and then we go to base insert. So base insertions can cause a disease, cystic fibrosis. All right, this is fibrosis that usually occur in a woman. And then base deletions is thalassemia. Thalassemia is a blood disease, involving a blood disease where the red blood cell again is become abnormal. It can easily being destroyed, so it cannot stay for longer. Cannot stay for a longer time in our bodies. It will be destroyed, and it happens so fast. That is why people with thalassemia, they need to receive a blood donation, so they need to replace their red blood cell. All right, so that is a gene mutation. And then we go to the second one, chromosomal mutation. Okay, like I said before, chromosomal mutation, it divide into two. One is involve the chromosome changes in chromosomal structure, and then the second one changes in chromosomal number. So we look at the first one, chromosomal structure, which also involve on four situation. It's either deletions, duplicate, inverse, or translocate. The name itself help you to understand when it says chromosomal mutations, deletions, meaning that a segment or a part of chromosome is being deleted. Let's say, for example, here you can see this is normal one, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then the segment B has been removed. So there you go, you're going to have a mutant chromosome. You have a new chromosome. So this is become abnormal. So the next one, duplicate. Duplicate of chromosomal means it been the part of chromosome has been copied and being repeated of a gene sequence. Let's say you can see here, there's again on segment B, there's a duplicate of B, and then a mutant chromosome, it has a double B segment. So again, this is a mutation. And then inversion. Inversion means it is the segment of chromosome is reversed end to end at 180 degrees to rejoin, change in the AD sequence. As you can see here, this is the normal one, FED, CBA, and then there's a change in end to end, di hujung setiap hujung ni, yang F pergi ke A, yang A pergi ke F, so it will result a mutant chromosome. And then the last one for chromosomal structure, mutation that involves the chromosomal structure, is the translocations. Trans means change. Locations, of course, location. So it will change the location of the segment. So you can see here, in between two chromosomes, there's a change of locations. This is normal one. This is the original one, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then you have this another one, G, F, I, J, K, L, and then this segment here, F and K, has been translocated. Okay, and then we got another mutant chromosome, whereas the L has been translocated to the upper one, and then the F goes down to the lower part of the chromosome. So that is the translocations of segment of a chromosome. So there are four types of chromosomal mutation involves the chromosomal structure. DDIT, delete, duplicate, insert, and also translocate. All right. And then what is the disease that caused by this chromosomal structure? We're going to look at it later on. All right, so now we are going to look at the chromosomal mutation, but this time it's involved the change in the chromosomal number. Okay, number. So meaning that we know that normal chromosome number is 46 for human. 46 is normal number, and then we already learned that when this non-disjunction occur, it will create a variation. Actually, that is a mutation. Okay, bear in mind, disjunction means a separation. Disjunction is a separation. It's happened during anaphase. All right. So when the word non-disjunction, that non-disjunctions means it doesn't happen naturally. It doesn't separate naturally. Okay, that is the meaning of non-disjunction. So you can see here at meiosis one, non-disjunction during meiosis one, whereas the homologous is non-disjunction. It doesn't split up naturally. Okay, you can see here at the first layer here, the homologous chromosome pair during anaphase 1 is non-disjunction occur at there. All right, now when it happen, it will cause you there's extra number of gamete, and then extra number of chromosome in a gamete, or less chromosome in a gamete. Okay, that is why you can see there's n+1, n+1, and then n-1, and also n-1. Okay, so that is the results of non-disjunctions that occur in in the meiosis one. All right, but if the non-disjunction occur at meiosis 2 during anaphase, but in meiosis 2, there's a possibility we're going to get two gamete with a normal number of chromosome, but there are one with extra chromosome and one gamete with less chromosome. All right, so basically the chromosomal number the mutation that involves chromosomal number is actually because of the non-disjunction that occur during the meiosis 1 and also meiosis 2, of course during the anaphase. All right, so when that happen, when the chromosomal number involves in a sex chromosome, all right, you can see here, so this is the non-disjunctions of sex chromosome. So meaning that this is actually an ovum, a sex chromosome. Okay, this is a female because it have double X chromosome. So XX is a female, and then the non-disjunction occur when there non-disjunction, meaning that one gamete has no X, all right, and another gamete has double X, all right. So you can see here when the there's zero sex chromosome here combined with X, okay, it will become a Turner syndrome female. All right, and then when there's another Y, this is from sperm, Y sex chromosome combined with a zero, when then there's no combined with a gamete, female gamete, when there is no sex chromosome, the zygote will dies. Okay, so another case for this, how about another gamete that has double X? So double X combined with Y, it will give you XXY. So that is the Klinefelter syndrome male. All right. When there's triple X, XX, the double X combined with the one X from the male gamete, so it will give you triple X. So this triple X will become an individual the individual will have a triple X syndrome female. All right, so what happened to the non-disjunctions happen to the chromosome during spermatogenesis? So same situation, supposedly XY, it will split up into X and Y, but this time non-disjunction happen, it doesn't split up as X and Y, it continue to combine as XY. So we have this another X, this is XY, so this is 0. it is still a gamete, but it doesn't have this any sex chromosome in it. So this XY combined with one X from the female gamete, so it will create XXY. So that is a Klinefelter again, Klinefelter syndrome, male, because it XXY. So this zero, there is no gamete in this sorry, not this gamete, there is no sex chromosome in this gamete combined with X from the female, so XO, right? X is from the female, O is from the male. So it still survive because it's XO, but it will become an individual with Turner syndrome, female. All right. So if you have any problem to understand this diagram, you may ask me if you find it difficult to understand. All right. So that is the effect of the changes in chromosomal number. All right, it will cause disease, which is it more cause to a syndrome. All right, so this is more like repetitions what happen in when there's a change in chromosomal number. So if the mutation in chromosome happen in autosome, okay, autosome is not involved in a sex chromosome, it's happen in autosome, so it will gives you, let's say for example, Down syndrome. There's a mutation in chromosome 21. Okay, chromosome 21 is supposed to have it's supposed to have a pair of chromosome, ada dua saja kan, tapi for Down syndrome it has extra one. So this person with Down syndrome is they have 47 chromosome. Supposedly normal one have 46, but they have 47. So this 47 chromosome will cause at the chromosome 21, the individual will have a Down syndrome. So the characteristic is that this person is can be male or female, so it can has a slant eyes, it has flat nose, protruding tongue, it's a broad forehead, and usually it's mentally retarded. All right, so it affect the cognitive. Okay, and then Cry-Duquette. Cry-Duquette is a syndrome that has a partial deletion. Okay, deletion, so meaning that it being delete the number the arm of chromosome number 5. So person with these mutations, they have a cry affected the infant in a death to death of a meowing kitten. So macam maksudnya baby itu nangis, bunyi dia macam anak kucing. So it's a Cry-Duquette. Affected individual shows delayed development with mental and physical retardation, and most of the patients are die during childhood. Okay, dia tidak orang individu yang macam ni tidak akan survive. Okay. So another one, what happen if there is a change in chromosomal number involves in a sex chromosome? When I say sex chromosome, bear in mind XX for female, XY is for male. So whenever there's a abnormalities in sex chromosome, when there is a XXY, so that is a male, so that is a Klinefelter syndrome. Okay. So the characteristic is sterile from men with a small testes, fail to produce sperms, and so possess voice and chest similar to those of a woman. It has long legs and hands. All right. And then Jacob syndrome. So Jacob syndrome, it sometimes it is being interchangeably bertukar-tukar dengan Klinefelter syndrome, but this is to prove that if the person has a Klinefelter or Jacob syndrome, they must be done in a lab procedure, right? So for Jacob syndrome individual, they have this XYY. Kalau tadi Klinefelter XXY, tapi kalau Jacob XX. XYY. So what is the characteristic of this person with a Jacob syndrome? They have a they are taller than a normal male should be, and then it has a problem with pimples on the face, had a slow acquiring speech, and has learning disabilities, possess weak muscles, which is hypotonia. All right, so we don't judge people who have pimples on their eyes, they have a Jacob syndrome. No, this is, like I said before, it must be proven in a lab procedure. Right? So Turner syndrome is a for female. Okay, Turner syndrome, it has a less one cell, sex chromosome, one sex chromosome. Female, a normal one should have 44 plus XX. For, but for Turner syndrome individual, they have 44 plus X. O means the absence of the X chromosome. All right. So a female with this, they have their sterile, lack of secondary female characteristic, underdeveloped breast and ovaries. All right, and also they have web-like neck and a low IQ. All right. So now we're going to make a comparison between we can try to differentiate between mutations of somatic cell and also gametes. All right, so if mutations happen in somatic cells, it will involve, of course, somatic cells such as skin cells and also eye cell. But when we said mutation in gametes, only involves on germ cell, which will later on produce gamete, which about secondary oocyte and also sperm. And then for mutation of somatic cell, it cannot be inherited by the next generation. It cannot be passed down to the next generation. All right. Opposite for mutation in gamete, when it happens, it can be inherited. It can be passed down to the next generations. All right. And for mutation in somatic cell, the disease is present only in the individual with the mutations. All right, but from when mutation happen in gametes, as the earlier we know that it can be this mutation in gamete can be inherited, can be passed down to the next generations, meaning that it can be the disease that caused by this mutation can present in that individual, or and also can be passed down to the descendants. All right. Examples for now, next for the examples for mutations in somatic cells is disease that related to the nervous systems, and examples mutations in gamete, all the inherited disease such as thalassemia and also what we call it hemophilia. All right, so that is the mutations that can involve, that can cause, can be inherited to the next generations. All right, so that's all for today's lesson. Thank you very much for tuning in or watching this video. If you have any questions, you may ask me in the, okay, you can send me a message, ask me questions. If you don't have, if you have any questions, you may ask me in the group, WhatsApp group, and see you on the next video. All right. Thank you, everyone.